Alright, welcome to another Guys Makers workshop. Just a quick one this. How many people don't wipe their gun down when they get back? I don't know, I suppose if you ask the guys that re-blow your rifles for you, we'd probably be somewhere close to an answer. Ever so important, before your beloved rifle goes back in the bag, do something to get rid of the moisture. If you've been out and it's been really cold outside, leave your gun out of the bag, air your bag out, because that will have taken on some damp and some moisture. Pop that in the airing cupboard, and your gun just leave ambient room temperature for a few hours, or if you're going to bed and you just got in and it's late, leave it till the morning. This will allow the rifle to come up to room temperature, and what you'll find is that, you know, if you put a cold Coke can in a warm room, you get condensation. Well, that's what happens to your rifle when it's cold. So if you wiped it over and then you put it away, you might find that as it warms up it does the same thing. So let it come up to room temperature before you do anything. Then, I can't stress this enough, your rifle will look horrible. You'll end up with rust all over the action if you don't follow this little procedure. It really does take a few seconds. Now, there's loads of great products out on the market from all sorts of manufacturers, from Napier to Demon, that have got a great you know, protective gun cleaner, but what I've used for years and has never let me down is that 3-in-1. Very simple, and it does what it says on the can. It lubricates, it cleans, and it prevents rust. Now, rust is a big issue for me. I want it on my guns, so literally take a rag, spray a bit on, even if you've been shooting in a range or in your back garden, this is still got to be done, because on your fingers is sweat and moisture. It may only be a tiny little bit, but a fingerprint could leave a rusty spot on a nice action. You don't want that. There you go. Take the other end. You won't believe how dirty this is as well. You'll think your action was clean, and you'll go and do this and you'll surprise yourself. Use a clean rag, something that's not been used for anything else chemically, or certainly not anything that's damp. Nice clean soft rag like that. There you go. How long did that take? 30 seconds? If that. Lovely. And that will protect as well as make it look clean, and it gets rid of all the smudgy fingerprint look where you've had your fingers all over it or somebody else has. No, that's it. That's your action, and your cylinder and your barrel and that all protected. Now, not everybody will agree with this, but what I also do, I then fit the nozzle to it, which for this moment is eluding me. This has a little straw nozzle, and then what I do is I pop the nozzle into the barrel and I give it a squirt, a quick squirt, maybe a couple of mil of that. Then what I do, I put a pellet in behind it, close the action, I hold it up on its end for a second or two, so that the pellet is all seated around the 3-in-1 is all seated around. Then I hold the action normally. I put it on my safe chute and I expel the pellet with all the loose filings and fibre. Now you might want to repeat this a couple of times. If you do it, I've got a safe chute which is like a beanie bag full of old duvets and stuff. Do it on a clean part of that, and you'll see all the rubbish that comes out. Also, you know, if you do it on a clean spot, on the repeated one, on the one that where you do it for the second time and third time, you can also see when it's becoming clean. I do this quite regularly. Usually I'll get one shot through and maybe get a bit of dirt out. It's also doing the same thing, it's lubricating and it's protecting the internals of the barrel. It's a bit difficult to get in there, you know, with a cloth and so on. But this, you know, this has always worked for me. I find it's helped me keep consistency in my rifles. Flyers are a minimum, you know, using this method. I'm sure there's lots of other methods out there that work as well, but that's mine. Keep your gun clean, you know. I'm sure you're all fond of your rifles as I am, and the last thing you want to do is for it to get rusty, especially on the internals, because very quickly you'll have a gun that doesn't operate properly anymore, and that's something we don't, you know, none of us want. So happy and safe hunting, or target punching if that's your game. Thank you for tuning in to Ghostmaker. It's been another how-to airgun workshop. Hope you've learned something. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon.